And then he had the nerve to twinkle his left toe, but through his knee, got the feeling in his head, y'all. Oh, come on, baby. Won't you cry yourself, hear me? Never heard a sound. Oh, he's my man.
Hey everyone, it's me, the Nerdy Hero. I'm here to talk about the much anticipated Avengers Infinity War, because my god, I have just seen this movie last night and I'm still trying to digest what I just saw. It was mind-blowing. I'm even seeing reports of people being hospitalized, or at least going to the ER because they passed out. I don't know, the movie it's a lot. People complain that there's no stakes in Marvel films, that no one really ever dies, no main characters, no main heroes die. Well, careful what you wish for, people, because this movie basically just gave you everything you've asked for, and you're gonna regret it for the rest of your lives. So this is gonna be a non-spoiler review for the first half of this video, and I'm just gonna quickly run through the things I liked and didn't like, which there's nothing I didn't like. But in the second half of the video, I'll talk about all the spoilers, because this movie is all spoilers. First 5 minutes, already a bunch of spoilers. So, just for the non-spoiler stuff, what did I think about the movie? Did I enjoy it? Yes, yes, yes. This movie, directed by the Russo brothers, it's Avengers Infinity War. It's the culmination of 10 years of Marvel films. Thanos shows up, he wants the gauntlet, or he has the gauntlet, but he needs the stones. How do I explain this movie without spoiling anything? There are 4 main story arcs. The Captain America, Black Widow, all of them on Earth going to Wakanda, because Vision has the last stone, he's got the Mind Stone. Thanos wants all 6 stones, which means he has to kill Vision. So Vision becomes a little bit of a MacGuffin, where they bring him to Wakanda with Black Panther to protect him there, and that's where the final stand will stay. There's also the storyline with Thor and some of the Guardians. They go to this space forge, basically, to create another weapon for Thor after his hammer was destroyed in Thor Ragnarok. Then there's some of the other Guardians that meet up with Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and Iron Man, and they're going to Titan to fight Thanos. And then there's also the 4th story arc, Thanos. Thanos, he has the most screen time in this movie. It becomes his story throughout the whole film. You really believe this is his movie, not anybody else's. I don't want to get too much into spoilers though. You see a lot of his backstory, a lot of his reasoning. He is a character that believes he's doing the right thing, and you know, the best villains have that. You know, you look at Killmonger and look at Loki, they have their reasonings brought to the forefront, and people really understand them and they even sympathize with them. You sympathize with Thanos, you see his reasoning, you see how he's demented and how he's psychotic in what he's doing, but you see why he's doing it. You see him be compassionate, you see compassion, you see mercy, you see all of that in his eyes when he looks and he talks, and his demeanor. But you also see his power, his anger, all that comes forward, and you really believe everything he's doing and what he's saying. Now, if you've seen my videos before and my reviews before, you know one of the things that always bugs me is pacing. Something Avengers Age of Ultron had was a huge pacing issue, because the movie was kind of chopped up a little bit, because the movie was meant to be longer with the way Joss Whedon made it, and then Marvel Studios was like, no, you gotta cut it down a little bit. So they chopped it down. It was a lot of the scenes where it felt really short and they weren't able to breathe, or certain backstories were missing for some of the characters. This movie did not have that. It was 2 hours and 36 minutes or 2 hours and 29 minutes. It was long. I felt like every scene took its time, and it felt like it was really breathing, and everything was being explained. All the characters felt like they were just jumping from location to location. I believe all the transition between space to Wakanda to some other planet to another part of the world, I felt like it was all fairly seamless. Maybe about 90% of all the cuts from locations felt like they were pretty natural as the story was progressing. One of the things I always look forward and I always get worried about, especially with so many characters, how much you're going to be jumping around to everybody's plot points. The story focuses mainly on Thanos, and then Doctor Strange and Iron Man's group. Then you got Scarlet Witch, has a lot to do in this movie, and Gamora. Those are like the main players. Captain America takes a back seat to the whole story. He's there a lot, but he doesn't do much besides punch stuff and one-liners. But I mean, that's the point of these movies, is because everyone already had their solo movies. Everyone's already had their character arches. Now they're just here to play in this giant sandbox, so we can focus mainly on the main story and not so much on character development for everybody, because everyone's already had their character development. This movie is funny. There is a lot of jokes in here, and I think almost every single one of them landed. I laughed at everything. I think Thor and Rocket have some of the best chemistry, along with Tony Stark and Doctor Strange. And with them two, it's funny because they're essentially the same person, except one's a person of science and one's a person of magic. So it's kind of interesting seeing their back and forth. but Thor and Rocket might steal the show with their chemistry back and forth. But something that people complain about is when there's dramatic scenes, they always get cut short by a joke. I don't feel like this was the case here. All the jokes landed, but I felt like all the gravity of every dramatic situation was still present every time there something presented itself. Some people ask about what, if they haven't seen all 18 Marvel films, what should they watch specifically? Well, if you're gonna ask me for top 3 or top 5, top 3 I'll be Avengers 1, 2, and Captain America Civil War. Those are the main 3. If you're gonna ask for a couple more, it'd be like Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther. Those would be like the top 5 you need to see. But the top 3 would be Avengers 1, 2, and Civil War for sure. But I don't know what else to say about it without getting into spoilers. This movie, you need to see this movie. This movie is amazing. It's well directed. It's directed.
Gay. Boy, if you don't.
Cinematography, the fighting was amazing throughout the whole film. Guys, I really recommend this movie for sure. So, I'm gonna end this review, this first half of the video now, with the recommendation that you guys need to see this movie, and it is fantastic. Like I said, I don't do numbers on my, or scores on my movie reviews anymore. I just either say I like it or I don't like it, or what I did like it, and that's it. No more scoring, A to B. Watch this movie, guys, for sure. It is awesome. That's the end of this review. So if you're guys gonna click off here, remember you can like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, remember, keep it nerdy. Now that we're back, now we can talk about the spoilers. Everybody's dead. No, okay, so not everybody's dead, but a lot of people died. Gamora, Vision, Loki. I already predicted Loki for sure. Thanos got all 6 stones. Thor throws his new Stormbreaker axe at him. It lands on his chest. Thor thinks he got him. I'm like, oh wait, is he really gonna get him right before he snaps? And then he whispers something in his ear. He should have aimed for the head. And then, pop! I was afraid the movie would end like that, but at the same time, I also kind of wanted to see that moment. And what happens? Everything goes white. You see Thanos has like a vision of a young Gamora asking him, everything, what was the cost? And he goes, everything. Killed Gamora, his daughter, who he actually really, truly loved, as opposed to all his other children and Nebula, which were more like generals for him. Something that's so interesting is that you get to see the story arcs of all these other characters from all these other movies really come into play here, like the Gamora and Nebula storyline from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Volume 2. You got Tony Stark and Spider-Man, their chemistry is still there. All these things from all these other movies come back and they really play a part into this movie. Where was Hulk? He was there in the first 5 minutes and he was gone the rest of the movie. I had predicted that he would be gone for the majority of the movie because he would be afraid of Thanos, and I was right. Thanos whooped Hulk's butt for sure. I thought Hulk would come back for the final battle and bust out of the Hulkbuster suit, which would have been kind of ironic. But he didn't. He kind of popped up and he was basically saying no, he does not want to fight Thanos. He doesn't want to. He is legit afraid. That's showing how insane Thanos is. Something I didn't see coming is when they went to go get the Soul Stone, and inevitably Gamora dies because he needs to sacrifice someone he loves. Well, here's the thing. Red Skull is here. I did not see that coming. I was always wondering what happened to Red Skull. I never believed he died at the end of Captain America. I believed he was transported somewhere. And what happens? They go to this Volnir planet, they walk up the mountain, and then what's there is this Grim Reaper looking creature. And I'm like, is that Lady Death? Is that we're going to see that? But I also remember hearing a report that the director said Lady Death is not here. This Grim Reaper starts talking, and it's a male voice, and it comes out of the shadows. It's Red Skull, played by not Hugo Weaving though. And some of the other things to talk about. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like Spider-Man's death. Holy shit! That hurts because everybody's phasing out. You're seeing everybody you care about go. Black Panther left. Bucky was dead. Everybody just started dying all of a sudden. Still playing Peter Quill. I mean, they kind of, you feel him and you understand his reasoning of why he reacted that way, but then that inevitably caused everybody to die. But here's the problem with that. When they're on Titan, Peter Quill, Star-Lord, everybody's talking about the plan. See Doctor Strange, he goes through 14 million, blah, 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 some number of different events of how this could play out. And he said there's only one way we all win. That is the way they're going to win. I believe Doctor Strange saw that Peter Quill would act that way. I don't think the plan was to capture Thanos right there and get the glove off. I think that was guaranteed to fail because of Peter Quill. So I think Doctor Strange saw that. The fact that he willingly gives the Time Stone up to Thanos to save Tony Stark's life is the part where I'm like, wait, what? Because he clearly said, the kid, me, Spider-Man, or you are about to die, I will not give up the stone. But then when it happens, he does. And I think that's because he knows that in the events of Avengers 4, things are going to continue on, and then because of Iron Man surviving here, he will be able to save everybody in some way, shape, or form, and basically everyone will come back, including Doctor Strange. I think he knows that, which is why he gave up the stone. All the events leading forward are all still, in one weird way, part of the plan that Doctor Strange saw. So, I still think everything will eventually be alright, but I still think some of those people like Vision, Gamora, Loki, those players will remain dead. You know, everyone that was phased out of the universe, I think they will come back. Most likely because Black Panther and Spider-Man, they have their own franchises still. You think Sony's gonna let Spider-Man die after making so much money? Hell no. So they're all gonna come back, but I still think Gamora is gonna stay dead. I really think so. If all the ones that died before, she's the most likely to come back because still Guardians of the Galaxy. But they can still go on without her. That's just the thing. I don't know what else to say about this movie, guys. All these spoilers got me crazy. And I'm sorry, but people are still trying to spoil this movie. For the last week, turned off all the comments in my Instagram and all my social media, and I stopped receiving any messages, any DMs or instant messages, locked it all down, not receiving anything from everybody. 1 week passes, I watch the movie, I go back on my phone, I start letting comments in, and I look at my messages, all these spoilers, and not from people that are excited about the movie and want to share stuff. I mean, they're kind of naive and I kind of forgive them, but at the same time, calm down please. But there are people specifically trying to spoil the movie to me, to other people, and it's just not funny, it's not cool. They just want attention, and I just hate that. So please just stop. And me telling you to stop is not gonna make you stop. Until someone comes knocking on your door one day and is like, holds a gun to your head and tells you to stop. That maybe will make you stop, but until I get a gun license, I'm not going to do that. But this video is not about gun reform. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Avengers. What do you guys think about it? Did you guys watch the movie? You know what, comments down below can be all spoilers. I don't care. I've seen the movie. For those who haven't seen the movie, I don't know why you'd still be this far into the video because I told you that this is all spoiler section. But that's the end of the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, you can like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and as always, remember, keep it nerdy.